Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here once again to talk about G Fuel. For starters, the way I discovered G Fuel was, I've been working out for a long time, and I've always had a hard time finding pre-workouts. Over the years, it's really hard to find a good pre-workout because they either have too much caffeine or they have too many artificial ingredients that make you want to throw up, like they make you sick. And so it's really hard to find a good one. And starting off, I had MTS. I don't want to say the name actually, so just ignore that. I don't think it was that brand. I can't remember because I got protein from them, and so I thought maybe. But there was this one type of pre-workout where I took it, and it tasted gross. It tasted very artificial. And in the middle of the workout, I had a caffeine crash. I remember I was in the middle of doing seated barbell curls, and with a short bar. And I got a caffeine crash in the middle of my workout, and it was horrible. And then, sorry everyone, I've been drinking a coffee drink, and I think it's making me a little, I don't know, sorry if that grosses you out. But when I was younger and I started taking pre-workouts, I had a naive view of what makes a good pre-workout. And I wanted to get the most extreme kind. And so I got this kind called Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And the Dr. Jekyll one has less caffeine. The Mr. Hyde has more. And I only drank the Mr. Hyde, and it was so artificial tasting and gross. It gave me a couple of heart palpitations. That's how bad that drink was. And so that was really bad. I only ended up drinking a couple of scoops. And then I think I tried another one that was Skittles flavor. And that one tasted pretty good, but it just really didn't do anything. And it had a lot of artificial ingredients that, made me sick. And then one day I was watching this Black Ops 3 Zombies channel called The Smith Plays. And I think he did a video where he did the rainbow challenge, but he drank G Fuel every time he got a perk, and that was why he had G Fuel. And it just seemed like something fun. All the flavors look good, all the packaging looked good, and I thought, I should try that. It looks like it'll be a lot better. Maybe that'll be a good pre-workout. And then I got Blood Orange. And Blood Orange was just something that I thought, that'll be pretty good regardless, because it's a orange flavor, it'll be very refreshing. And so I got Blood Orange, and ever since then, I've loved G Fuel. G Fuel is just so good. It has just a little bit of calories, 15, 25. It tastes amazing. It tastes like it has 200 something calories in it, even though it doesn't. The flavors are rich and vibrant and just so good and refreshing. And there was this one time where I was sick for 3+ months with this weird sickness that went around in 2018, and the drink really helped me get through it. The sour green apple, I had it the whole time, and it was just the best thing that I did all day because it made me feel better. And not only that, but it boosts my focus. I did a couple of things, a couple of speeches, even videos. I'll take G Fuel and then go do a video. My video will be 10 times better because I'm taking G Fuel. That is, I don't know how they do it, but that boosts my focus, as strange as that sounds. And it says on the package too. But it gives me energy throughout the entire day. The entire day I have a consistent amount of energy. It never wears off. It's really, really good, and I love G Fuel. So I've always wanted to talk about G Fuel and like talk and rank the flavors and say what are my favorites and least favorites. So here we go. Number 29 is candy corn. Candy corn is so gross that I could only drink a couple of sips and then I threw it out. It is the first and only time I have ever thrown out G Fuel. I was really excited for candy corn because I love candy corn. I'm not one of those people who hates on it and says candy corn's gross. I love candy corn. I don't like having a lot of it, but I love it still. But this flavor candy corn was so gross. Like, all I could taste was sugar. The only flavor that I could really tell, I thought there was like a buttered popcorn flavor, and that's what it reminded me of, and so that's what that, I think that was, and so, I don't know, though. Like, it was just so gross. Like, I would never drink it again. It was just the most disgusting thing ever. Candy corn sucks. Number 28 is Miami Nights. This is a flavor I was really excited for, but I really ended up hating. I might be biased because there was one time recently where I drank Truly Fruit Punch Seltzer, and it made me so grossed out, the flavor, that it made me throw up multiple times in the night, and I got way too drunk. And in that fruit punch, it was the exact same like flavor, where it was like this overwhelming coconut flavor with a little bit of fruitiness in the background. And I really just gotta say, like, you guys used to have a coconut flavor, so just have the coconut flavor, because I'd rather just have a dedicated coconut flavor than have Miami Nights where it's like it's pretending like it's multiple things. You know, I did not like this. I'm so glad I didn't get a tub. And that was the nice thing, was that I got like a sample pack of 10 with Safi from this guy on eBay, and so I got to try all these flavors that I wouldn't have gotten tubs of. Number 27 is Hype Sauce. This used to be my worst one. Like, I really hate this one too. But those other two ones are just even worse to me. This one is supposed to be raspberry lemonade. I really love raspberry lemonade as a flavor combination. So I was really excited about getting it. I didn't know that that's what Hype Sauce was. A lot of these titles of flavors don't really tell you anything about what they'll be. And so I was glad to get it, and then I got it, and it has this very syrupy, artificial flavor, and I really don't like it. You know, you can't even really... There's only like a hint of raspberry lemonade. It's not strong and refreshing at all. You know, you'd expect like a very refreshing, zingy flavor, but instead it's like an artificial, syrupy, sugary flavor. And it was really tough to drink this for the full 40 days. Number 26 is Pink Drip. Pink Drip, I was really excited for too. In fact, I was considering getting a whole tub. And once again, I'm glad I didn't, because this had the weirdest thing. I would never ever drink it again because it had the weirdest thing. It has a heaviness to this drink. And so you drink it and it feels like you're drinking sand, because it has like some sort of a heavy, syrupy thing inside it that like it makes it feel so thick in the throat, and it just coats your mouth in this weird flavor. And it has an okay Pink Starburst taste. I was really glad that they would actually make a Pink Starburst flavor instead of making like the usual cherry flavor, the red one, because the pink ones are the best ones. But it really is not good. It's very weird. 25 is Classified, which is basically like a cotton candy-ish. To me, it also kind of tasted a little bit like an orange Starburst, so like cotton candy mixed with orange Starburst. I really did not like this one. It was overly sweet and sugary. It was a weird flavor. I don't like not knowing what flavor it is, but I kind of do. Like with the mystery flavor, we didn't know it was lychee for a million years, and that was fine. But with this is just not a good flavor. It's a very weird flavor. I don't like it. Like it's overly sweet and it's weird. It's not good enough to where I would ever want to drink it for 40 days straight. 24 is Sugar Plum. This is one where I kind of question why it exists, because the flavor itself kind of tastes to me like a purple jelly bean that you get around Easter time. You know, the weird ones that like you don't really know what flavor they are. Like it really didn't. I've never had a Sugar Plum, but it didn't really taste that fruity. It was very sour. It had like a very Skittles type of flavor, and it's supposed to be like a winter flavor, which to me it should be like a smooth flavor, like a relaxing, smooth flavor, but instead it's this harsh, soury flavor, and it's okay though. Like it's not that bad. I would drink it again in one serving, but I would never drink it for 40 days. Number 23 is mystery flavor. This is one that it's gotten better to me over the years. And that's what happens with a lot of G Fuel flavors, is that they'll get, I'll kind of underrate them, and then they'll get taken down, and all of a sudden I'll be like, hey, I wanted that flavor again. Like I want some more mystery flavor actually. I'd like to have like a serving or two. Because it's pretty good. You know, it's just kind of a weird flavor, but I do like it. I would drink it again. It's just that it's not something I want to drink for 40 days, and that's a very important thing, is that I would want to have the whole tub. Why? Because you have to get the whole tub. You know, you can't really get all the time samplers for all of them, and so you have to get the tub. And for the mystery flavor, I would not want to have that for 40 days, but I do think it's pretty good. 22 is Battle Juice. This is one, I guess this is pineapple flavor, and that's really all it is. I mean, when I got this, it was an immediate regret, because I drank it and I was like, ugh, this is just simple, boring pineapple flavor. It was so incredibly boring that I did not really like it that much, but it is okay. You know, it's just nothing special. It's not as good as any of the other flavors above it. And so that's the reason why it's this low. 21 is Maiden's Blood. This is a melon flavor, and at first, this is another flavor that's very simple. It's overly simple, which is a negative, because there are other flavors that have at least one other thing that makes them great. Like my number one flavor, it has another type of flavor that makes it the best flavor. Although I do kind of like this. I do kind of like Maiden's Blood. I think it is a pretty good G Fuel. I definitely would get a whole tub. In fact, after I finished these 10 packets, all I could think was, God, I wish I had Maiden's Blood right now. Like, I wish I had a whole tub of Maiden's Blood. Because it got richer at the end when you drink the serving. It starts off very, very light, and it gets richer as it goes along. And so, yeah, I like Maiden's Blood. Number 20 is Sour Pixel Potion. This is one that really pissed me off, because the title, to me, suggests potion. Which potion, that suggests to me multiple flavors in one. Like, potions are when you mix things together, but all this is grape. It's a sour grape. It's very generic, lazy, boring. It was a pain to have to drink this for 40 days. It was a nightmare. And that is a big issue, is when you have one of these flavors and you have to suffer for 40 days. You never forget it, let me tell you. I'll never forget suffering through boring, lazy, sour Pixel Potion. Number 19 is Phase 51. That was the last flavor I got before the most recent one. This is cantaloupe. I really think that it could have been great, but it just has like a slightly off taste to it. It's just a very weird artificially flavor mixed with the cantaloupe. But I will say that making a cantaloupe G Fuel was a good idea. I don't really know. I think maybe it would be good to mix cantaloupe and melon together and have like a cantaloupe melon sour flavor, and I don't know, call it like sour sisters or something. And you could have like two girls, and one's green and the other one's orange, and it would be like two sisters coming together, and they're like sour sisters. I don't know. But this is just okay. It's very okay. Number 18 is Sour Blue Chug Rug. This is one where I was really excited for it because sour blueberry is a great flavor idea. The first night I had it, I loved. Sorry about that. That makes me sound really young. I think I do that in every video now. I crack my voice every single video. But I had it the first night and loved it. But after that, it was painfully bad. Like, suffering through this for 40 days is something, once again, that I'll never forget. It's a very boring, very dull flavor. And having it for 40 days is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. 17 is Tetris Blast. This is one that I kind of like a little bit. It has a little bit of an artificial flavor that reminds me a lot of the Mr. Hyde flavor that I had, which, if you guys don't know which flavor that was, if I didn't say it, it was watermelon flavor. This kind of reminded me of that artificial flavor a little bit in that Mr. Hyde pre-workout. But it was pretty good. I would drink it again. It's definitely better than all the flavors below it. And it's just a weird flavor because you can't really tell what flavors there are because there's like multiple. But what I was expecting, if you think about Tetris Blast, you think about like multiple flavors that you can tell apart, and it's like they're all coming at you at the same time like Tetris blocks. But to me, this was like just a blast of one block. Like this is when you're near the top of the Tetris thing, and then like a big long like red block comes down and like ruins what you're doing. Like that's what this was like to me. But I would drink it for 40 days, probably. 16 is Sour Cherry. This is a pretty good sour flavor. It's very refreshing. I got it twice. It was a little boring the second time I got it, but that's just because I've gotten it twice. And it doesn't have that cough syrupy flavor that cherry flavored things usually have. It's a very nice tasting flavor. The reason why I got this is because I really wanted to have the cherry limeade, but they took that off, of course, so I had to get this instead. And it's pretty good. I recommend it. Number 15 is Snow Cone. This flavor is very faint. It's very light and faint, and it was really not what I expected. In fact, the first time I had this, I actually put it in the freezer to try to make like a slushie, and it was a big failure. It did not work, and it was really kind of bad. But after having it for 40 days, it actually really grew on me, and it's a pretty good flavor. Like, it's consistently good. It's something that you don't mind drinking all the time. It's basically like a very light blueberry-ish flavor. It's kind of like the blue ice flavor, but different. 14 is Rainbow Sherbet. And now I was really excited for this because I love sherbet. I love it a lot. I used to have it all the time in grade school. They used to have these sherbet push pops that were orange flavor, and I would get them all the time if they didn't have the Little Debbie fudge rounds. And this flavor is pretty good. It's just kind of average because it's a little simple. I was kind of expecting some more complexity to the flavor. but it was still pretty good. The one problem with it, though, this was the only issue. The one problem, oh wait, there's two. Well, no, actually, one doesn't count because it makes my protein bars taste bad a little bit. I eat protein bars for breakfast, and it makes them kind of taste off a little bit, but that's just a personal thing. But the number two thing is that it is hard to drink for 40 days. It gets a little boring, but I would love to have this again. Number 13 is Blue Ice. This is pretty artificial tasting, but it really grew on me over time. This is a very nice flavor. It's a very nice blueberry flavor. I definitely recommend it for people starting out on G Fuel. If you've never had G Fuel before, try Blue Ice. This was the second flavor that I got. I got the blood orange, and then I got buy one, get one free, and I got another blood orange, and I got Blue Ice. And Blue Ice was pretty good. The fact that it lasted, I was excited to drink it every morning. I was fine with having it every morning. I've gotten it like 3 or so times. And so that's pretty good. 12 is Hive Nectar. This is also pretty damn good. It's got an orange flavor, but then underneath it, I noticed towards the end, there was like a butterscotch flavor, and I was like, whoa, this is really good. And I definitely drink this for 40 days. It's a very solid flavor, very tasty, refreshing. Like, just imagining putting this in the freezer, oh, it would be so good. So good. Or like on a hot day, it's like 200 degrees, drink some Hive Nectar, wow. Number 11 is Orange Cranthony. This is another one that really surprised me. It is another refreshing orange flavor, but it has that cranberry, and it was very surprising to me because usually cranberry flavors are very sour and unpleasant. You know, they just sting your mouth, they sting your tongue, very, very awful sourness. But the cranberry flavor in this did not do that at all. And I thought it was fantastic. This was really, really good. I give this like an A. That's how good this flavor was. Like, I drank this for 40 days easily. And it was funny because when I picked out the 10 samplers, this was the one I expected to be the worst one because I just thought it sounded kind of boring. 10 is Bubblegum. This one surprised me too because I'm not the biggest fan of bubblegum. I like bubblegum. I haven't had it in a while because it's kind of bad for your teeth, especially mine because mine are very weak and vulnerable. But bubblegum flavor is really, really good because it starts off with like this sour flavor, and then at the end it hits you with this sweetness that like washes over your mouth. And it reminds me a lot of like chewing actual bubblegum. And you chew it, it starts off strong, and then the sweetness just runs down your throat. And I love that. I love that bubblegum flavor. It was so good. Bubblegum. I'd love to have that flavor right now. And I can't wait to drink it because I have a whole tub. I can't wait to drink it every day for the next, 36 days because I've already had 4 servings. Number 9 is Pink Grapefruit. This is one that's tough for me to talk about because I can't remember it. I had it so long ago that I literally can't remember it, and I can't remember. I remember it was really good. This is a flavor I looked forward to drinking every day, and it's very refreshing, very fruity, and without being too sour, too over the top. This is a perfect flavor. I give this an A+. And the one thing that I'll say is this, it's very important, is that grapefruit flavor is very underrated. And there's a lot of grapefruit drinks out there, but they usually have a lot of calories, a lot of sugar. And so the fact that this doesn't, and this is like a healthy drink, that's what I really loved about it, is the fact that you can get this grapefruit drink and it's really healthy, it's cheap, and you can get a lot of it, and it's so much better than all the mainstream options for grapefruit flavored drink, so I really wish they bring it back. Because I'd like to have it again because I loved it. I mean, I put it even higher. I had to move it down just because I can't remember it at the moment. So, yeah, oh, wait, you can't. Never mind. Number 8 is green apple. This, as I said earlier, this is a very good flavor. It's a little simplistic, but the simplicity works for this one. It's got a nice sourness. It's got a nice fresh apple taste, but it doesn't taste artificial. A lot of apple flavored things taste artificial. This doesn't. And when I was sick, I drank like 2 scoops a day, and it was the best part of my day. It was so good. Green apple flavor, so good. Number 7 is blood orange. I love this flavor. It's not only simple, but it's fantastic. And it's simple, but it hides a little bit of its complexity because it's not really just orange flavor. It's a different kind of orange flavor, and I love it. I love this flavor. I got the tub like 1,000,000 times, and I just love to get it again because it's just so good. It's just so good. It's consistently good. It's the best orange flavor they have, and I really wish they'd bring it back because it is legendary. And I think that a lot of their older flavors were legendary just because they were so straightforward. You know, they weren't trying to reinvent the wheel by like making Tetris Blast, which is like, I don't know what flavors those are. You know, they were just doing like blood orange, pink grapefruit, sour apple, like very simple flavors, but very, very good. Number 6 is twisted candy. This is one that surprised me because at first I didn't like it. I thought it was okay. I gave it like a B-, but over time I noticed the complexities in the flavor. I noticed the pineapple. I noticed all the different flavors and the feeling of just drinking this really complex but refreshing and good drink. And it's a little sugary, but not too sugary. It's just a really, really good flavor. Like, I miss this flavor a lot. I wouldn't drink it all the time, but I would get a tub once again in the future. Very underrated flavor. A lot of people just write it off and say it's just a sugary candy flavor. And it's like, yeah, a little bit, but behind that, there's so much more. There's so much complexity in this flavor. So good. Number 6 is brain matter. This is one that I tried recently, and this is basically like a sweet tarts flavor, and I love it. I love brain matter. It is so good. I love the sourness. This is the best sour flavoring. Not the best sour drink, but the best the use of sour. The sourness really works because it reminds you of those sweet tarts. It's very refreshing. It makes you just want to lick your lips and just like smack your lips because the flavor was so good. Brain matter is unbelievably good. Surprisingly good. Because, like, you know, who knows what brain matter is going to be when you drink it? Oh, it's going to be sweet tarts. Number 4 is Raging Gummy Fish. This is one that grew on me over time. At first, I really did not like this flavor. I thought that it was terrible. I thought that it was so subtle and gross. But then, over the course of those 40 days, I went from hating it to loving it. Absolutely loving it. The flavor hides in the back, and it sneaks up on you. Like, I don't know, like it really sneaks up on you and hits you, and when it does, it's just like this magnificent Swedish fish type of flavoring, and it's really good. Like, I'd love to just drink this. Like, this is the perfect G Fuel flavor because it gives you everything you want. It gives you a little fruity taste, it gives you a sweet taste, it gives you a sour taste. It's refreshing, you want to drink more of it. It's perfect. Perfect flavor. I'm so glad that I ended up loving it after those 40 days. Number 3 is peach mango. This is another flavor they got rid of for some reason, and this is so good. It's so perfect. It's so unbelievably fruity and refreshing, and the taste of peach and mango, it is the greatest thing. Like, just every morning drinking it, it makes everything you eat instantly better. It makes your day better because you drink this and it makes you happy. You know, drinking this bright, vibrant orange flavor, it is just so good. Peach mango, wow. And everyone loves peach mango too. Like, everyone says all the time, and they say, like, what's your favorite peach flavor? And people say peach mango. Number 2 is golden apple pear. This is one that people underrate, undervalue too. It is one where a lot of people, even like reviewers who they hated it years ago, they love it now because they finally realized that they were wrong the whole time. This flavor is not only complex, but it's legendary. It is perfect. You know, you have that apple, you have the pear. It's very light though. It's very light and just it's such a light flavor. You want to drink it every day. Oh, sorry, what the fuck was that? I was like I've gotten this flavor twice, and I really wish that I had gotten to get it another time, because I can't now because they got rid of it. And it's just such a great flavor. It's a perfect flavor. It's so good. I don't know what else to say about it though, what else do you say about a flavor? It's so good. It's so great. It's so good. It's so great. Number 1 is sour phaseberry. I've never had phaseberry before, and so I got this for fun to try. If I like this, I'll get phaseberry maybe. And it is incredible. It really is perfect. It is the greatest flavor they have ever made. The complexity in it, tasting the different berry flavors, tasting the sourness. It's almost like a candy-like flavor without being sugary like the twisted candy. It doesn't really taste sugary. It's so perfect and so refreshing. And I've gotten this flavor so many times that I'm tired of it now. That's how many times I've gotten this flavor. I absolutely love sour phaseberry. It is the best flavor they've ever done. It's so good. So anyways, that's my list of G Fuel flavors ranked worst to best. Safi, I had her try a bunch of the flavors, and so she is going to have her own list to accompany mine as well. So after you watch this video, go check out hers too, because she has some funny reactions to drinking them for the first time. So anyways, if you guys like this video, like it, give it a thumbs up, comment, tell me about your G Fuel rankings, because a lot of people, we have differing opinions about G Fuel. I don't really think there's one flavor where everybody either loves it or hates it. I think that for a lot of them, it's very subjective. Even with candy corn, there's people who love candy corn. But then there's also people like me who effing hate it. So goodbye, everybody. See you soon.